Yeah, absolutely live this morning. It's the inner circle, how to change your life in record time. All right, so it's been a long time we've been waiting for this, and finally it's here, and I am so excited and I'm so pumped to actually get on this event with all of you that are participating in the event this morning. What a beautiful time! And I really want to say it's going to be an awesome time because I am too sure, very sure that at the end of this event, you have so much aha moment. You have learned so much that you can actually put to use now and that can turn your life around. So quickly, we're just going to go without wasting time. We're just going to go straight. I will share my slide and then we can pick it up from there. All right. So if you're watching this from YouTube Live, all you need to do is just ensure that you have your writing materials so you write whatever it is that comes to you or that jumps at you even during this session. And of course, use the comments section to drop whatever it is. Anytime you get to a point where there is an aha moment, something strikes you and it's so beautifully delivered, it kind of resonates with you. All I need you to do is just simply leave me an emoji in the comment section. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you're really digging into this. So we're gonna have a wonderful time, on this session today. I have no doubt. And again, let me remind us that this session is going to be divided into two. Firstly, I'm going to start by doing a very short masterclass. I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips that helped me in my own personal life, in my journey to actually becoming what I am today in record time. Emphasis on record time. One thing about life is for pathfinders like myself, I want to see myself as a pathfinder because when I started out this journey, I really didn't have much people to look up to, much books to read. There were really there were really no guides, as it were. So I had to navigate my path through understanding and leveraging on the technology and of course internet to actually build myself an online brand or to build myself a brand and an online business that today I can call successful. Not successful not because I am where exactly I want to be today, but successful because we have been able to achieve some level of success for ourselves, which is quite beautiful. So I'm going to call myself a pathfinder because I really didn't have so many people to I really didn't have people to hold me by the hand and walk me through the path step by step from the foundation to the point where we are now. So it's now that I'm basically leveraging so much on networking, leveraging so much on coaching and trainings and courses to actually move from where I am not to where exactly I desire to be, which is someplace further than this. All right, so I want to see myself as a pathfinder. So it means for pathfinders, it's always a little difficult to actually get things done because you are on the path of trying to find out what works and what doesn't work. You're also on the path of trying to discover which road leads to exactly what you're going to. And sometimes you will miss your way and then you find yourself back and you're trying to still yourself on track so that you actually stay on the right path that leads to where you're going to. So it can be very challenging. What you should have probably done in 6 months, because you're a pathfinder, because you will sometimes miss your way and you will need to find your way back. You sometimes get on the wrong track and you need to get yourself back on track. So it might take you 2 years. So one of the things I want to achieve in this event is to exactly show you step by step how I got to do the things that I do today, or how I got to navigate my path, so that you can replicate the same thing. And instead of making mistakes, instead of trying error, you can actually just go straight, eat it straight, and you get it done, in a snap. All right, so like I was saying, if you understand the things that I'm going to share in this event today, it's going to help you a lot to actually skip all of the trial and error, all of the failure and the bouncing and and the falling and the rising, and you can just go straight to what exactly you want to achieve. And I'm not saying what I share today is actually not streamlined to building what I've built. It can work for you whether you are an entrepreneur or you are a career person, you're a 9 to 5 person. It can absolutely work for you once you understand those basic principles of how to actually get things done. So emphasis again on record time. Record times mean you get the same thing that other people have done. Probably they got it done in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You can get it done in months, simply because you are not a pathfinder, so to say. You are actually following the path of people who has gotten results. Again and again, welcome to the D-Day. Welcome to this event, the Inner Circle, Out change your life in a record time. If you're watching me right now, you're super, super welcome. I'm super charged. I'm ready for this. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to share. And I'm going to be doing that right from my heart. And I hope you actually leave this place transformed and changed. This is not one of the events where you attend and, I just want to dump on you bullshit. I'm beginning to use some words that I use when I get so passionate. So this is not some events you attend and I'm just dumping on you information that cannot bring transformation. The goal of this event is to actually cause a change, is to actually cause a transformation in your life. And I tell you, aside from learning, the next thing that you're going to need to do if you're going to say the change is that there is, once you're done learning, you need to implement. It's time for hard work. It's time for you to actually practicalize the points and the nuggets that you actually pick from this event. I mean, if you actually learn all of it and do nothing with it, then there will still be no change. Somebody said knowledge is power, but I like to say knowledge put to use is actually power, because until you actually utilize the knowledge, you will not see the power that knowledge can actually confer on you. All right, so quickly, I'll just go straight to my slide. Let me add my slide to the screen. All right, my slide is quite visible now. So if you look at the screen, you'll see the inner circle, how to change your life in record time. Very important, in record time. So I'm just going to be sharing from my screen, as my guide. So you're going to be seeing my face and of course seeing my screen side by side. I hope you actually I hope it's beautiful. So welcome again. This is an event that will change your life. It's going to mark a turning point, because I put up this event, right about the time when I got the reminder from Google that it was the second year anniversary of my business, of one of my businesses, the Optimal Edge Business Concepts. So I founded the Optimal Edge Business Concept somewhere in the middle of 2020 in June, in the heat of the pandemic. And for me, it was really like, okay, so it's the pandemic, we're back at home, everybody's, in the houses. And I'm asking myself, what exactly can I do, from the confines of my home, that can actually change my life, since everybody is back home, everybody is actually, it was a time when a lot of people were complaining of boredom, a lot of people were getting depressed, a time when a lot of people were really just sad, because they really don't get to go to work again and all of that. So I had to ask myself, what really can I do? Somebody said, in the midst of adversity, he says some people actually pick up crutches and they crawl. I mean, they pick up crutches and they are mournful, they are regretful and all of that. But in the same situation, some other people pick up their wings and they fly. So oftentimes in life, how we react to the same situation can be different, and our responses to situations actually defines who we are and what becomes of us. So again, I want to say welcome. This is going to be a turning point event in your life. I'm going to be sharing from my heart the practical experiences that I went through, the things that I learned from the experiences, and how you can make use of them to actually turn your life around. So welcome. All right, okay, so my screen is perfect now, but I really don't want the screen full because I want to be able to see your comments. Okay, will I see the comments? No, let's not jump the slide. All right, so now a little about me. My name is Ajayi Olalekan Divine. They call me Coach D, and that D actually is from Divine. That's become more like a household name. I'm a business consultant and business coach with more than 10 years experience running businesses. Some failed, some succeeded. So altogether, I put all of my experiences to use now to help people who want to start their businesses to get a perfect start, to start a business that you're sure. Myself and a friend, Julius Omokono, on one of the events we had on YouTube not too long, we're discussing, and he said something very remarkable. It is that when you want to start business, if you actually go the right route, you can actually know a business that will succeed and that will fail even before starting it. If you do the feasibility study and do all of the checks that you should do. So what I am passionate about is to help people build successful businesses, and I'm also passionate about personal development, because what has gotten me this far is my ability to be able to invest in myself. So, and to streamline my investments in the things that matter, because when it comes to personal development too, people just take courses here and there, they really don't know what exactly they want out of life. So it's just this course, that course, and in the end, you're confused. You don't know what exactly you want to do. One of the things that I help people do is to get clarity about what exactly they should be doing with their lives, from our discussion, and of course to help them know where to channel their energy. And this is something that I'm going to help you achieve in this event today. So a little more about me. This is 2022, and 4 years ago, that is 2028. Okay, so I was standing at a place where I was in a very bad state. When I say bad state, I was in a terrible state. Sometimes in 2017, 2018, I was in debt, around 6 figure, nearing 7 figure. I was in a very terrible state. So that was a point of my life where majority of the things that I utilize today, I learned them from hardcore real life experiences. So 4 years ago, I wasn't here where I am now. I was in a very bad state. I was in debt. I just finished my National Youth Service Orientation and National Youth Service Program, the NYC, and I made quite a couple of very bad financial decisions during that year. And so it all came back to actually affect me when I was done with NYC. So I left NYC with a bag load of debt. Then leaving NYC, there was no job. So it was like going from worst to worst. Things just looked like nothing was working. Everywhere looked like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. So, but 4 years later, I am here right now, able to sit in front of you and share my story because I was able to change things, to turn things around, and so the system that I use to turn things around is exactly what I want to share with you in this event. How did I go about changing my whole life? And how can you go about changing your whole life? That's what this is about. And that's why it's called How to Change Your Life in Record Time. What exactly did I learn from, where I was to where I am now? That can help you also move from where you are now to where you desire to be. So that's a little background about me. So today, I really do not see myself as really very accomplished, but I see myself as someone who has left where he used to be and who is somewhere today in a beautiful space. I want to tell you where I am now. I feel so energetic. I feel so full of life. I feel bubbly, because I am living the life of my dreams. Not all of it. There's still much more exploration to do. But right now, I think I am in a better space than where I have always been. So in this program, in this event, what are you to expect? Number one, we're going to have a short masterclass where I will be sharing with you my system for how to transform your life in record time. Is just a 3-step formula that's going to help you to change your life in a record time. So that's a masterclass that's going to happen in probably 60 minutes to 90 minutes. And when we're done with that, we're going to have the Q&A session, the questions and answer session, where you're going to be able to get out, ask your questions, whether it's on entrepreneurship, on business, on finance, whether you're a career person and you're looking for direction as to what to do next and how to actually change the trajectory of your career. You're going to be able to ask all of those questions, after the masterclass session. So what to expect? We're going to have the masterclass right about now in a bit, and then we're going to have the Q&A session immediately after that. All right, so how to change your life in a record time. 3 questions that leads to rapid transformation, and I call it the CMS approach. The CMS approach was coined by myself. It was designed by myself. I didn't learn it from anywhere. It's basically what I actually observed from my own life, the things that I had to ask myself, the things that I had to do that got me from where I was to where I am now. Now, I'm not going to say that all of the content of what I'm going to share came from me. All right. So, I've done a lot of learning in my life, and of course, I'm still learning. So I'm going to share certain things, and I'm going to give credit to the people from whom I learned them for. But I'm just simply saying the coinage, the CMS approach is actually, was actually coined by me. So before we get right into this discussion proper, if you're watching this right now, let me know in the comment section that you are tuned in. Just leave me a comment in the comment section. I want to be sure that you are here with me and you are fully charged and fully ready for this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me see a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're pumped up for this. You are following me. You are listening. You're ready to jot all that you can jot, and you are good to go on this journey with me. All right. So who is in the comment section? I am also just quickly going to give us a background, a foundation to the discussion, something to actually steer your curiosity, something to get you thinking, something to get you absolutely, thinking. One of the things that, one of the questions we need to ask ourselves, is the basic question, which is why change, because ultimately in this event, what I'm going to be helping you do is to actually see why there is a need for change, which is going to be your motivation, and of course, how do you go about pursuing change. Everybody talks about change. If you are watching this from Nigeria, where I am now, one of the dominant theme for the past 8 years is change. Our president came in because there was a campaign around change, and everybody really wanted change. And I submit to you also that on our individual levels, personally, all of us to actually want change. But oftentimes the challenge is always that we really do not know what the change means. We really are not ready to do what the change will involve. We really do not even know how exactly it is to go about executing the change or pursuing the change. So ultimately, we get to talk about change for many years while we are still in the same position. All right, so today, this event is supposed to actually help you understand the whole concept of change as it has to do with you personally, because sincerely, what you call change will not be the same thing that I call change, because we're not in the same space. Our situations are different. What we're out to achieve in life is also absolutely different. But I'm going to help you become more self-aware to the point where you get to understand your own self and what exactly change means to you. And also, I'm going to help you see how exactly you're supposed to go about implementing that change. All right, so quickly, I want to exit this full screen so that I can see all that is happening, from every angle. All right, Ayomide Edu, good morning. Nice to have you on this call. All right, so quickly, let us dive right into the discussion. I just want to be sure that I am set to go, because once I set the train moving, we ain't stopping. We're going all the way until the end of this session. All right, so are we good to go? Like they ask us in the orientation camp, are you good to go? Then we say we're good to go, good to go, good to go. Are you motivated? Motivated, motivated, motivated. All right, so the CMS approach, the three-step formula, the questions you need to ask yourself on your path to transformation. Ayomide says, I'm tuned in, I'm ready. Thanks for joining, and let's dive right in. So what are the three basic questions you need to ask yourself on your path to actually creating that change and that transformation that you want? I'm just going to move my slide to the next. I'm going to move my, All right, so the first question you want to ask yourself on your path to transformation is, what exactly do you really want? What do you really want? And so the CMS formula, this is the C part, and this C stands for clarity. It stands for clarity. So before you set out at all talking about change and talking about accomplishing change in a record time, the first question we need to ask you is, what exactly does change mean to you? What exactly do you want to accomplish? Now, like I said, 4 years back, I was in serious debt. So for me, what I called change in 2018 is actually going to be different from what you call change now in 2022. Because see, the truth of the matter is, while it's not impossible that you're also in debt like I was in 4 years back, but the point is you may also not be in debt right now. So what you're looking to accomplish and achieve right now in your life may be different from what I was looking to achieve. So, you need to be self-aware enough to know, okay, where exactly am I now? And where exactly do I want to get to? That is the starting step. For example, if you wake up this morning, this Saturday morning, and you want to go out, you want to travel. So the first thing that you need to have, that needs to, of course, even though it's subconsciously, yes, Ayomide, I can see your comments and it's glad to have you here. So even though subconsciously you know exactly where you are, I mean, that's where you've always been. So it's easy for you to live with, and you may not need to ask yourself some extra questions. Where am I? But one of the things knowing where you are does to you is that where you are determines the route you're going to pass to where you're going to. Because, for example, if you are somewhere right now in Lagos State, I'm trying to think. Okay, so let's say you are in one of the popular places in Lagos, which is Ojodu Bega, and you're trying to go to Ojota, which is not too far. So having a consciousness of where exactly you are. Okay, if you're not in Lagos right now, you may not be able to relate, but of course, just pick somewhere in your area and you're going to understand what I'm saying. So having a consciousness of where exactly you are will help you to actually know whether you're supposed to go forward or go backward. I mean, in terms of direction, whether you're supposed to go forward or go the backward direction in order to be able to get to the destination where you want to get to. So two things that must be strong in your mind is, where are you right now and where exactly do you want to be? So I call it the clarity question. And many people actually think that they know what they want from life, but really, they really don't know. So it's going to take you, setting out time to personally reflect, personally ask yourself questions. What exactly do you want out of life? What gives you joy? What makes you very passionate? What makes you very excited and very happy? What are the things that you would love to do if you had money and money was not the problem? I mean, if you had all the money that you really wished you have in this world, the billions of dollars, what exactly will you be doing with that money right now? It could actually be a pointer to what you want. So you need to get clarity exactly on the kind of life you're trying to build. So look at it. The topic of the event is how to change your life in record time. So change involves a metamorphosis from a present situation to another desired situation. So the question is, you need to be very conscious of where you are now, very aware of where you are now, and also to be aware of where you want to be. That is where the whole process begins from. So what exactly do you want out of life? Have you asked yourself? So what exactly do you want? What kind of life do you want to build? And sometimes a pointer to know what exactly you want can be to ask yourself what exactly you don't want. So right now, what is in your life that gives you concern? What is around you that makes you worry, that makes you feel like, I just wish this can stop? Is it the lack of money? Is it the fact that you want to do things and you don't have the money to do it? Is it the fact that you're confined to a space? For me, back in 2018, what I did not want was all the pressures that came with owing a lot of people debt. Now, let me give you a little more info. In 2018, I was owing almost all the investment banks you can think of. And when I mean investment banks, I mean all of those banks that gives, you petty loans, that gives you all the loans. I was owing practically all the top, all of those banks you can think of. So there was the pressure that comes from owing debt. So I was in that space where you borrow money from this one to pay this other debt, and then the due date for this other debt is coming close, and you then borrow money to pay this. I was just in that circle, in that circle of debt where I'm trying to use this loan to fix this other loan and this loan to fix it. So what I didn't like, what I didn't want at that point was the pressure that came with it. So what exactly did I want in 2018? I wanted financial freedom. I wanted to get to that point where all of my debts was cleared. I also wanted to get to that point where I have enough money to do whatever it is that I want to do. But thoughts of that, I also wanted, the kind of life that I'm living now. And what's the kind of life? The kind of life where I'm not confined to an office space. Because personally, one of the things that I actually like, which is a hobby that I love so much, is to actually travel the world. I love traveling a lot. So the kind of life that I was looking to build is a kind of life that gives me the freedom and the liberty to go to wherever I want to go to, whenever I want to go to. And I also needed the kind of money that can afford me the kind of life that allows me to actually go to wherever I want to go to, whenever I wanted to go there. So for me, what I really wanted out of life at that time was financial freedom. I wanted my debts cleared. I wanted enough money to be able to also explore, to travel, to go to places, to see places, to meet people, because that exactly is what gives me joy. I also wanted enough money to be able to actually give to charity, to be able to help people, to be able to actually, see people who have dreams, who can achieve them, and give them the support that they need. Because while I was growing up too, I actually was in that space where I had dreams, had goals, had things I wanted to do, but my parents were not able to actually give me the support that I needed, and I really didn't have so much support. For example, majorly, primarily, I sent myself through first degree. I mean, my first degree in the university myself, doing business, so selling this and that, So I also wanted a kind of life where I see people who have dreams, who don't have the capacity to get it done, and I want to give to them. I want to support them. And basically, that is the life that I live right now. So, what exactly do you, as a person, what do you want out of life? What exactly gives you joy? What exactly gives you happiness? And see, until you're clear about what exactly you want, it's going to be very difficult for you to know how you should get there from where exactly you are now. So look at the picture on the screen. You're going to see me, two pictures of me. The first one is what did I write there? Okay, so the first one is your present self. So that's the past me. But right now, since we're talking about this in 2022, that is your present self. So have a picture of your present self in your mind right now. The job you do, how your routine works. What exactly do you not like about your life? What exactly do you desire that you actually can accomplish? So that picture, the first picture is actually me putting on, a solid suit, very expensive suit, with the tie. I was actually working then as a personal assistant to a director of a school. And so look at the first picture and the second picture. They kind of look alike, because I kind of look like I'm well dressed. I'm corporately dressed. I look like one of the young persons who have a corporate job, who is doing well. Look at my phone, look at me looking all cool. And there's a little smile on my face. But deep down, the difference between that picture, that first picture, and the second one is that my experiences today are far apart. The first picture, while I was holding a phone, looking like I was happy, deep down, I was not really happy. And many of us are like that today. You post pictures on social media, the Owambe. Today is Saturday. If you probably got to go to an Owambe today, you're going to take nice pictures. Then, this evening, you're going to pepper us on social media with your beautiful pictures. But deep down your heart, you know that you are not living the life that you really want to live. So, while these pictures look like they're the same, they are absolutely not the same. So the guy on the other hand, with the red background, who is on the patterned blazers, is me right now. You're living the life that I actually want to live. The first guy there was me back then, in debt. But of course, putting up a show, looking like everything is working for me, but things aren't really working for me. But right in that space where I was, I knew exactly where I was going. I knew exactly what I really wanted out of life. I wanted a kind of lifestyle where I am free. I wanted a kind of lifestyle where I have money to be able to do what I want to do. I wanted a kind of lifestyle where I'm not in debt. And, I am in that space right now. All right, so ask yourself, what do you really want out of life? What do you really want out of life? So this is going to be your first assignment from this event. After this event, you're going to sit yourself down, and take time out, probably 30 minutes, 1 hour, asking yourself, what exactly do you want? What exactly gives you joy? What do you like to do with your life? What impact do you want to make in life? What exactly gives you, doesn't make you feel happy right now? What's the situation around you that you don't like and you wish you change? It can be a pointer also to what do you really want. If you have all the money in the world today, what will you be doing right now? So those questions can help you discover what you really want. So like I said, the CMS approach, the C is actually for clarity. You need to be clear what exactly you want out of life. So we go to the next page on the slide. I don't want a full screen, so let me exit my full screen, and then all right, so we are on the next slide. So the M, don't forget, we're looking at the CMS approach to actually change your life. The 3 fundamental questions you need to ask yourself. So this is the second question you need to ask yourself. Why do you want what you want? Because that's going to be your motivation. If you want to change your life in record time, you want to change your life, you have figured out what you want out of life. The next question is, why do you want what you want? And oftentimes people think they know why they want what they want. But I learned this from Graziosi, I've been trying to remember his name since yesterday. Dean Graziosi says, sometimes you need to ask yourself why you want what you want at least 7 times before you get to the final reason why you want what you want. So ask me some 4 years ago, why do you want money? That's the first question. Why do you want money? Okay, if you ask me from 4 years ago and ask me, what do you want? I say, I want money. I want a lot of money. Why do you want a lot of money? I want to pay my debt. Why do you want to pay your debt? I want to pay my debt because I don't like the pressure that comes with, having to hold a lot of people. Why don't you like the pressure? Because, of course, nothing is good about the pressure. So why do you think nothing is good about the pressure? Because I've been in that space where you know, growing up, my father used to work in a bank, so we had lots of money growing up. Now, so somewhere along the line, my dad lost his job with the bank, and things got pretty bad with us. Things got pretty bad with us. Things got so bad that sometimes during my primary education, I had to stay at home for 3 solid years. I couldn't go to school because there was no money to go to school. So I remember the days when I was growing up when I didn't have more than one shot. One short knicker, and the shirts I do wear were my school uniform. So I wear my school uniform to school, then I come back home and I can't just pull it off because I don't have any clothes to wear. So that remains the clothes that I wear. And so sometimes I do wash and wear because after wearing it during the day, I need to wash it, get ready to also go to school the next day. So I've seen hell, watching my father actually have to take loan to sort this loan, take money debt, take loan to sort this debt. And people come in and embarrassing us, people come in and making noise because we're owing them money. These are the experiences I had while growing up. So if you ask me, why do you want what you want? I got to the point where I finally figured out that the main reason, the main motivation why I wanted to have money was because I didn't want to live the life that I lived growing up. I didn't want to get married and have my wife go through what I saw my mom go through while I was young. I didn't want to have my kids go through what I went through. I didn't want to have my kids sit at home for 3 years because I don't have what it takes to pay their fees. I didn't also want to, have a wife and kids that I can give the best of life. As a matter of fact, ask me why I have not gotten married today. It's not because I do not have the means to get married. It's still that same motivation. That's a motivation that tells you, dude, you don't want to have the same experience that you had growing up. You don't want to have the same thing happen to your family. So for me, the deepest motivation for which I actually, work today, for which I actually do all that I do today, is to actually be able to give my family a different life and a different experience from what I had growing up. And of course, to also be able to give a lot of other families around the world who are actually struggling a better life. That for me is my passionate cause. I want to do as much as I can to actually help the world alleviate the poverty that is in the world. It's one of the reasons why I work. It's one of the reasons why I'm on an event like this, trying to help people also see how they can actually change their lives. It's the cause that drives me. It's what motivates me to wake up every day. So at the background of me actually seeking money some 4 years ago, were a lot of things, but the ultimate reason why I wanted money was actually to give my family a better life than I had when I was growing up. So what exactly is your motivation for wanting to change your life? Because ultimately, it is the motivation that you have that actually helps you to keep going and keep getting at the goal. If your motivation is not strong enough, somewhere along the line, while you're trying to navigate your way to actually changing your life, you're going to face a lot of challenges. You're going to face a lot of bottlenecks. The question is, will you give up? Will you throw in the towel and say, oh, I'm done with this? So people get to, now, as I say this with every sense of, humility and some pain in my heart. People actually go through a lot of struggle in life every day, trying to make things work. And sometimes some people get to a point where they feel like, man, this is too much. And, the devil suggests to them that the only way out is to actually end their lives. Excuse me. That the only way out is to actually end their life. And, you can get to a point in life where there is no more motivation. And the only thing that appeals to you is actually to throw in the towel. But see, what this question does to you is that you need to dig deep down into your soul and find exactly What motivates you to wake up every day? What motivates you to actually want the change that you want? The life you were looking at building under the sea, the clarity, what exactly do you want? Now, this is the time when you're going to answer the question, why do you want that thing that you want? What is your deep motivation? Because ultimately, this is going to be your fuel through all the challenges and all the ordeals. Now, I'm going to tell you, even though this is supposed to be a formula to help you get things done, within a short while, but see, there's still going to be a lot we're going to talk about in the final part, which is the meat of this discussion, when we're looking at the strategy of how to actually go from where you are to where you want to get to. There's a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of challenges that are going to be on your way. Sometimes you're going to need to stay awake for 24 hours, for 48 hours, toiling and laboring just to actually make things work. It's your motivation that's going to help you to keep doing it and keep eating the rock until the water gushes out. So our CMS approach, the 3 vital questions you need to ask yourself on your path to change, on your path to transformation. I said C, which is the question that gives you clarity, is to ask yourself, what do you really want out of life? And like I said, what you want out of life will likely not be the same thing that I want. So you need to get to that point where you sit yourself down and you are clear about what exactly you're looking to achieve, out of life. Then number 2, the M is the motivation. Why do you want what you want? If your motivation is not strong enough, somewhere along the line, you're likely going to give up, pursuing the change that you are looking for. And to the heart of this discussion, we're going to the S. The S, which is, how will you get what you want? All right, so if you have been following the discussion so far and you're getting value from this, let me see in the comment section. Leave me an emoji, leave me thumbs up, leave me fire. I just want to know that you are with me in this conversation and you're getting value from this. So let me see in the comment section if you're on this live call, on this event, and you are liking this. Let me see in the comment section. What have you learned so far? How are you feeling? Are you feeling pumped? Are you feeling charged? Are you finding some light and some direction about how to go about changing your life? Because we're about getting, when you watch Indian movies, they get to a point where they do intermission. The intermission is exactly the point where you're getting into the real deal, where you're getting into, the part where you're going to see a lot of suspense, where you're going to, really, really enjoy the movie. All right, so we're at the point now where you can call the intermission, even though this is not an Indian movie. There's a lot of make-believe that goes with making a movie, especially the Indian guys. They tell a lot of lies in their movies. All right, so this is no flaw, this is no lie. This is what worked for me, what can also work for you. All right, so like this video, and also let me see you in the comment section. Are you loving this? Are you getting value out of this? I want to know. All right, so you're going to see the live chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should see the live chat somewhere by the right hand side of your video. That's where you can actually leave me a comment. And also, of course, when we get to the question and answer session, you're also going to need to type your questions so that I can have them and I can respond to them right on this call. All right, so I'm looking at the comment section. All right, leave me a comment in the comment section and we're just going to get right at it. How will you get what you want? The CMS approach, the S is the strategy. And this is exactly where a lot of people actually get stuck in life. This is exactly the point where people get to and they don't know what next to do, because this perhaps is probably the most difficult of all the questions. Yes. If you were actually going somewhere, someplace, because you have done it over and over again, if you're going to a place for the first time, one of the challenges you're going to have is actually what bus to take. I'm very bad with roads. I could actually go to a place 100 times and still not know the road that leads to the place and still have to ask a lot of questions. So oftentimes I tell myself, if I need to, it's almost impossible, that I want to travel and I'm going by road. If I'm going to go by road, then I need a driver because I am definitely not knowing the road. For example, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, I must have applied that road more than 100 times in my lifetime. But I really don't know if I can still pick a car and be able to find my way through that route. It still feels like, will I really know when to turn to the left or the right, or will I miss my way? So one of the most difficult things when it comes to actually going on a journey is actually the direction. Where should you pick the bus? Where should you alight? Where should you stop? And all of those details are quite important because they will determine whether you will end at the destination that you are looking to actually get to. And so, which is why this is the most important part of this discussion. Now that you know what you want, now that you're clear on why you want it, then the final question is, that thing you said you wanted, number one, how will you get it? How will you get it? And I tell you, the things that I'm going to share under this place, they absolutely changed my life. And they will change yours if you sit with it, understand it, unpack it, and then, ask yourself these basic questions too until you are able to actually answer them. So we're going to just get into it. I'm going to make my screen full. Okay, so the question we're going to be answering here is, how will you get it? How will you get it? Ayomide, do I see a thumbs up? Thank you. Full screen layout. All right, this doesn't show my face. I still want you to see my handsome face. So that's not exactly what I'm looking for. All right, so we're where we are now. All right, so this is the final question you need to ask yourself. This is the S in the CMS approach. How will you get it? So I'm going to explain a couple things under this part that will, absolutely be the game changer. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what do you have to do to get what you want? So we say C, what do you really want? So at this point, one of the questions you need to ask yourself is, what do you have to do to get what you want? So for example, 4 years back, I wanted to pay my debt, right? So I needed to make money. I needed money to actually pay my debt. I wanted to be financially free. So I need a lot of money. And so the first thing I needed to ask myself is, what do I have to do to actually make money? So we're going to explain that a little bit, when I get into the third subsection of this. What do you have to do? What effort do you have to put in? What hard work do you have to actually give if you're going to get the results that you want in number one? See, in life, there is no having something for nothing. There is not such a thing as getting something for nothing. Life often gives to you what you actually give to it. So life often returns to you what you actually want, what you actually put to it. So if you're going to change your life, I need you to understand that it's going to involve efforts. It's going to involve a lot of hard work. So you need to be clear on exactly what effort should you be putting and what hard work should you be actually putting in this journey to change, to transformation in record time. What are the habits you need to build daily? What are the habits you need to cultivate daily that is going to build up to actually give you the change that you're looking for? Because see, the truth of the matter is, it will require you to do certain things. It's going to require you to give your time. It's going to require you to give your energy. It's going to require that you are doing certain things consistently over and over again. And where I stood in 2018, where I was looking for money to pay my debt and to be financially free, one of the things that I told myself was I needed to invest in how to actually make money. I needed to invest in financial literacy, because sincerely, one of the things that got me in a bad state financially in 2017 and 2018 was that I knew next to nothing about money management. My financial management skill was whack, was absolutely nothing, it was zero. So what do I have to do to actually begin to make money, to actually make enough money to take charge of my finances? I needed to learn financial literacy. I needed to learn how to make money and how to grow money and how to manage money. Because oftentimes it's possible that you get rich, have a lot of millions, and have a lot of. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of story of people who's been once rich in their life, but all of a sudden, all of the money just vanished simply because they made certain mistakes, in how they spend their money, and the money disappeared. Money has wings. Money has wings. They come now and they can fly at any time if you don't learn how to actually hold money and how to actually use money. So one of the things I needed to learn was actually what? Financial literacy. How do you make money? How do you put money to use? How do you multiply money? How do you grow money? Now I'm using this as an example because this is my own practical experience. So what I was trying to change in record time was to actually pay my debts and to be financially free. So that's why I'm using it. So what you want to achieve may likely be different from what I wanted to achieve. But if you understand the basics, the principles that I share, you're gonna be able to use it to replicate it to do whatever it is you want to do. So what do you have to do to get what you want to get? For me, I needed to learn financial literacy. I needed to be very serious with personal development. I needed to acquire skills, the skills that can help me to be able to make the kind of money that I wanted to make, the skills that will help me to get a better job. At the point where I was standing in 2018, I told myself, what do I need to do to actually change my life? I needed to master how to put money, how to make money and how to put money to use, financial literacy. I need to get skilled, certain skills, because we're going to get there. The other thing that you're going to ask yourself is, what do you need to learn? Because when you are trying to get something done, you need to learn new things. Because the reason why you are where you are right now is probably because of the level of the things you know. So if you're going to go from where you are now to where you want to go to, you're going to need to learn new things. If you're traveling, for example, to a place you've never been before, you're going to need to learn new places. You're going to need to see new bus stops, new junctions, and you're going to need to be familiar with them. So for every time you want to change, for every time you want to move from point A to point B, you will need to learn new skills, because the skills that you currently have are what took you to where you are right now. Where you want to be after now, you will likely need new skills to actually get you there. So aside from asking yourself, what do you have to do? What sacrifices do you have to make? What effort do you have to put in to get what you say you wanted? You need to also ask yourself, what do you need to learn? What skills do you need to possess? So let me give you an example. In 2018, one of the things that I studied mass communication in school. I have a first degree and a master's in mass communication. But at the point when I was asking myself, what do I need to learn? I began to, I just became self-aware of the fact that even though I learned mass communication, but the world has evolved over the years, and we're in a much more technologically inclined world. And of course, even though the traditional means of broadcasting involves technology, but these are things that worked in the past. They still work right now, but even the TV and the radio stations of now are now beginning to look at what we call media convergence, which is bringing all of the technology you can think of together to actually reach the people. The media, the broadcast stations now understand that it is not enough to just be in the waves, to just be on the TV, or to just broadcast on radio. They know now that they need to be on Facebook. They need to relate with their audience on Facebook. They know now that they need to have a YouTube channel. For example, not too long, I stumbled on Channels Television's YouTube channel, and I saw they have more than 2 million subscribers. So they understand now that they need to bring whatever it is they do in the airwaves. They also need to bring it to YouTube. They need to bring it to Instagram. They need to bring it to Facebook, because the people who are using who access information today, who seek for information today, they are no longer tuning the TV to Channels Television. They prefer to actually check channels on on YouTube. You're going to find them on YouTube. You're going to find them on Facebook. So they understood the fact that they need to actually learn new skills. That requires you learning new skills, because running a YouTube channel requires you to learn something different from the approach you learned back in school, when you actually learned how to use the traditional broadcast medium, or call it broadcast media for general sake. All right, so I needed to ask myself too, what skills do I need to learn? One of the things I told myself in 2018 is that I needed to learn digital skills. I needed to learn digital marketing. I needed to learn how to actually communicate with people in the 21st century. I needed to learn how to use the social media. I needed to learn how to actually be on a platform like this and reach out to people. This does not jump on you. You need to learn what tech tools you need to use. You also need to learn how to stay in front of people and communicate. All of that were the skills that I needed to learn back in 2018, so that I can get what exactly I want to get. So because it's going to make sense, because ultimately the kind of life that I've built for myself came from me learning certain skills. The kind of money that I needed to make to be able to pay my debts, they finally came from digital marketing. Do you understand? So when you're looking to change your life, when you're looking to get from point A to point B, and you're asking yourself, how will you get there? How will you get the kind of life you're looking to? The first question you need to ask yourself under that is, what do you have to do? What are the effort and the hard work you need to put into it? Number two, what do you need to learn? Like I said, you're going to need a total set of skills to get you from where you are now to where you're going to. Because it took the skills that you have now to get you from where you used to be to where you are now. But you're going to need some more information, some new skills to take you to the next level. Because the next level you're aiming to get to, there are certain skills that takes people there that you probably don't have now. It's possible you have them. You may just need to keep building yourself, keep developing yourself, and keep pushing yourself out, until somebody finds you, but it's also possible that you don't have the skills now. So you want to ask yourself, what skills should I be learning that will take me to where I want to get? You need to be learning financial literacy. If you're in a bad state now financially, I tell you, one of the skills you should be learning now is financial management, financial literacy. How do you make money? How do you put money to use? How do you actually manage money such that money doesn't just disappear from you? Because sometimes one of the reasons people get themselves in financial mess is because they spend more than they earn, and they live above their means. So if you're going to get a hold of your finances, those are some of the things that you actually need to learn and master. All right, so the next question you're going to ask yourself is, what must you give in return? What must you give in return for the life that you want? One of the things that I had to give for the life that I have now was I needed to quit my job. In 2019. In 2019, I kind of had a life that looked like I was a little bit secure, but it wasn't really the life that I wanted to live. I didn't have the money that I wanted to live to have. I didn't have the freedom that I wanted to have, So what must I give? I needed to let that go in search of the life that I was looking for. Now, that is me. I'm not saying if you're on this call, you need to quit your job. Listen to me very well. I'm not saying you need to quit your job. I'm simply saying you need to ask yourself, what do you need to give in return for the kind of life that you want to build? And one of the if you are on this call, or if you ever get to watch this video and what you're looking for is to actually make money, you need to ask yourself, what do you have to give for that money that you want to make? Because the only people who make money without really giving value are fraudsters. Are we together? So if you're going to make money, the legitimate way to make money is that there must be something you're giving in exchange for people's money, and it's called value. Now, while we were in secondary school, the basic definition of money that we were taught, which I feel like many people did not really pay attention to, while they were growing up, if not, would, understand a lot about money, is that money is a medium of value exchange. It means, of course, they also say money is a means of conferring value on a thing. So we can create what can we create? Okay, we can create a TV remote now, and then we use money to confer value on it. So we say this TV remote is $100. So it means the value of this remote is what? Is $100. So if I go to a shop and I hand over $100 to them, they are going to give me this remote. So that is a medium of conferring value and a medium of value exchange. So the guy who has this remote in his shop and wants my $100, or the guy who wants my $100, I have $100 and I need so I have a $100 bill and I need a remote. So this is my need. This is what I have. So I do not have this. What do? I'll simply walk to a store where they sell DSTV, where they sell electronics, and I'm going to hand over this $100 bill, and I'm going to get this in return. So what simply happened is the person who sold me this gave me value, and in exchange for the value that he gave me, I am giving him my hard-earned money. So in life, if you really want to make money, one of the things you need to ask yourself is, what do you have that you can give in exchange for the kind of money that you want? So if the change you're looking for in record time is to make 5 million in 6 months, I tell you, it is absolutely possible. This is the second day of July, and I tell you, as you're watching this video, I'm telling you, you can still make multiple millions in 2022. I was at that point in 2021, at the beginning of the year, where people set goals. This is what I want to do. So I set goals for myself in 2022. I told myself that in 2022, I want to make at least 10 million naira. And that was a boy that was just coming from the background of a lot of debt. All right. So one of the questions I needed to ask myself is, what do you have to give in return for this kind of money that you want to make? So let's do a quick math. Like I said, if this is $100 and I want $1,000, what do I need to do? I need to give this value. This is value now. This remote is value, and this value is what? $100. So if I want $1,000 as an electronics dealer, I need to give 10 people this and collect this from 10 people, and I'm going to have the $1,000 that I'm looking for. Yes or yes? So the point is, if you tell yourself, I want 10 million naira before the end of this year, 6 months, you're going to ask yourself, what do I have that I'm going to give in return? Because people only pay for value. Like we saw in the definition for money, money is a means of value exchange. So if you want the money that is in my pocket, that is in my bank account, that is in my wallet, you're going to need to give me value. You're going to need to give me something that is valuable to me, that will compel me to go into my wallet and bring out money and give it to you. So whatever it is you want to get, you need to ask yourself, what will you give in return? You want to get money, what do you have to give in return? What services can you render for the kind of money you want to earn? Because the principle of making money requires that you give value so that you can get what you're looking for. If you want to make money, you've got to give something in exchange for the money that you want to make. That's what is called earning. Earning means what? You have given something and you have earned yourself around. I'm still using the word earn. I'm trying to look for another word to replace it. So to earn means that you have qualified. You have done something, and in return, people are obliged to do some other thing for you in return. So it means, if you have worked for your employer, for example, for 30 days, you have earned the right to be paid at the end of the month. But if you have done nothing for an employer, you have not been showing up at work, you have not been on your desk, you have not done anything, it is impossible for you to just walk up to the company at the end of the month and say, where is my salary? You have not earned a salary. So that's why we call it salary earners. Salary earners are people who have given an amount of work during the course of the month, and they are qualified to be what? To be paid a certain amount. It means they have earned the pay. All right, so like I'm saying, if you want to get what you want, you need to ask yourself, what must you give in return? And the final tip, which is like the breakthrough secret, is, who has done this before? What you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what you want to get, who has done it before? Because don't forget, we are looking to changing our lives in a record time. And the question we need to ask ourselves is, if you're going to be a pathfinder, that is, if you're going to be the first person who is trying to navigate a path, you need to understand that it's going to be tough and it's going to be rough. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to stumble, you're going to miss your way, and you're going to need to retrace your step and then follow the right path again. And so what you're supposed to get done in, say, 6 months can take you 6 years, because you're following a path that you don't know before, a path that is strange to you. So one of the key principles that helps you to actually reduce the years of toil, the years of labor, is to identify one person who has done what you want to do and to follow them. So if you're a career person, for example, and you want to rise to the level of a manager in your company, then you need to look out for who has become a manager before in that company. Peradventure, if you have a good relationship with the person who is the current manager, that's a starting point. You need to get close to the person and be mentored by the person to know what did they do that got them to that point where they are now sitting in the position of the manager. Because if you want to get things done in record time, the simple way out is to follow the person that knows the way. So for example, if you're going to a place you have never been before, one thing you should get used to is Google Map. Because Google Map leverages on the knowledge of the people that have been there before to actually collate, the direction for you as to how to get there, even though you have never been there before. And just by using your Google map, you know where to turn to the left. Of course, that's if you're good at understanding how the Google Maps gives you direction, of course. So you know where to turn to the left, where to turn to the right, simply because you're following something or somebody who actually knows the way or the path to where you're going to. So again, the CMS approach, the C is for clarity. You need to ask yourself, what exactly do you want? If you say you want to change your life, so where are you right now and where do you want to be in 6 months, in 1 year? You need to be very clear about what you're looking to achieve. Then number two, the M, which is the motivation. Why do you want what you want? Because in this journey to change and transformation, you're going to face a lot of challenges. You're going to be tempted to quit. But when you have a stronger motivation, it's going to help you actually overcome the challenges and keep forging ahead until you get to the destination where you're going to. And the final one is the S, the strategy. How will you get what you want? How will you get to where you're going to? And I said, number one, you need to ask yourself, what do you have to do? There are efforts and hard work required from you if you're going to get that result. So you need to be very clear. What do you have to do? Number two, what do you need to learn? What skills do you need to acquire to move from where you are to where you want to get to? Because you may need entirely different skills than you possess now to be able to do what you want to do. For example, if right now you have learned fashion design and you want to be one of the top guys in the digital marketing space, so it means right now you don't have the digital marketing skills. So if you want to be one of the top guys in the digital marketing space, then what should you be doing? You should be learning digital marketing. So that's a skill that you need to actually, let's even say, for example, you're not even trying to pivot. You are actually a fashion designer. You're looking to grow your business online. That's another thing. Okay, so that's a good example. You have a physical business right now that you're looking to actually grow online. You're looking to sell to people in US, in UK, but because currently your business is already doing well, offline, you're selling to people around, you're making some money, but now you want to expand. You want to sell to people across borders. If there is a skill that you're going to need, it should be what? How to actually market on social media. You're going to need, social media advertising, how to run ads on Facebook, how to run ads on Instagram. So what skills do you need to get to where you are now, selling on offline, to where you want to be, which is selling online, is that you need to get social media marketing skills. So for every place you want to get to, there are certain skills that is required. It may be networking skills. What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to talk to? Who should be in your network so that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish? Who should you be speaking with? Who should be in your close circle right now if you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve? All right. So what skills should you be learning? And don't forget the example which I think is a perfect example. If you have a business now and you're doing well offline and you want to take the same business online, what skills should you be learning? You should be learning social media marketing, social media advertising, how to actually position your brand online so that people can see you and buy from you. Number three, what must you give in return? If you're going to make money, the basic principle of making money requires that you must offer value in exchange. So whatever it is you want to achieve, you need to give something in return. There is no such thing as something for nothing. That principle does not exist. It's one of the reasons why people fall into scam. All this make money quick or get rich quick scam, where they tell you give 10,000 naira and you're going to get 100,000 naira. One of the reasons why I got into debt in 2017 was actually MMM. So I'm saying that openly and publicly. There was a time in my life where financially I was an illiterate, a bloody illiterate, but never again. All right, so what must you give in return? In making money, you need to give something. You need to give service, you need to give products, you need to give something in exchange so that what you want can come to you. You can attract what you want. Like I said, if your goal on this second day of July 2022 is to make at least 10 million before the end of the year, if only you can sit yourself down and find out something you can give in return to people, that will get them to pay you, I tell you, your dreams are valid. They are still possible in the year 2022. All right. So, for example, I give the example of myself last year when I said I wanted to make 10 million. I simply sat myself down and asked myself, what do I have to give? Number one, I told myself, I'm going to coach at least 500 people on how to start business in 2021. That was last year. So I launched a coaching program sometimes in August in 2021, a business coaching program. I also told myself, I have writing skills. I'm going to sell my writing skills on platforms where I can actually do that. And I'm also going to help people write web content, blog articles. That's going to also make me money. That's one of the things I'm also going to give in return. I'm also going to write books. I think I read about 3 or 4 books last year. So these are the things that I figured out that I wanted to give to actually get the kind of money I was looking for in 2021. And did I get 10 million? Yes, I was an inch close. I was very, very close to actually hitting the mark in 2021. So what must you give in return for what you want? And finally, who has done what you want to do before? You need to identify such people and follow them. If they have books, buy their books. If they have trainings, attend the training. If they have conferences, go to the conference, because if they have done it before, then it means they know the way. Do you understand? If somebody has been to where you want to travel to before, then if you need direction about where to get there, you should be asking them direction. Do you understand? If you're going to a place you've never been before and your neighbor, your brother, your sister has traveled there before, even if it is once, you need to ask them, okay, so where will I pick the bus? They tell you where to pick the bus. You ask them, where should I alight? When I alight, where should I turn to? The right, the left? So I remember the day I was going to do my international passport, my brother has been there several times. He's done his passport, he's renewed his passport. So I just simply there to ask him, guy, Alpha, how do I get to this place in Ikeja? Then he tells me, pick this bus. When you get to this place, drop, look at your right. You're going to see the road that leads to this and that. And seamlessly, I found my way to get into the place that day. So because I asked the person who's been there before, who's done it before, and I followed his guidance and his direction. So this is the CMS approach. The 3 vital questions you must ask yourself when you want to change your life in record time. Now put all of this together and you're going to see how easy it is. Easy with a bracket, quote and unquote. How easy it can be to actually create and map out a plan that helps you to actually get to your destination in a record time. So I'm going to get back to the, in the next 1, 2, 3 minutes, we're going to get to the question and answer session. So if you have a question that you've been itching to ask, whether it's about business, whether it's about career, whether it's about finances, whether it's about personal development, this is the time when you should be using the comment section. Type your questions there. I'm going to check through as many questions as we have. I'm going to read through all of them and I'm going to answer them on this call before we jump out of this call. And I like the fact that we've actually been able to do the masterclass in record time too. I was thinking that this would take us probably 60 minutes to 90 minutes, but in almost in less than 60 minutes we've been able to get it done, which is absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to get into the comment section. If you have questions that you want to ask, that you want me to attend to, I need you to start putting them right now in the comment section because I will be responding to all of the questions on this call. So let me see you in the comment section. All right, I am Monday Tom. Thanks for joining. I see your good morning. Thank you for being a part of this event. Let me see your questions in the comment section. Every day I do say definitely feeling charged. My brain is beginning to do some deep thinking. Exactly what I hoped that this event would do for you. Now, the majority of the thinking you're going to need to do is even after this event, you will need to create time to ask yourself the questions that I've asked you on this show, to ask yourself the same questions and to provide answer to it. It's going to give you a clear path. It's going to give you a roadmap to actually creating the life that you want. Absolutely. In record time. So if you have questions, I'm waiting for the questions. If you have questions that you've been itching to ask, but you want to ask, if it's around business, personal development, finance, career, or something that I've said on this call that you really want me to talk more about, please leave them in the comment section I'm going to respond to them right on this call. And if you're watching this video later, some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, and you have questions you want to ask, also leave them in the comment section. I'm going to get the notification and I'm going to attend to the questions personally. All right, so I'm going to just hold on a bit, and probably just do a recap of the things that we've looked at while I'm expecting your questions. All right, so I'm just going to go to the beginning of the slide again and just do a quick run through of what we have looked at today, even as we're raising to the end of this discussion. So number one, what we have looked at, in the last 1 hour, 10 minutes is how to change your life in record time. The three questions that leads to rapid transformation. The three questions you need to ask yourself that leads to rapid transformation. And I call it, this is my own coinage, the CMS approach. The CMS is a bus stop in Lagos. All right, the CMS approach. And the C actually stands for clarity. You need to be clear on exactly what it is that you are trying to achieve. And one question that's going to help you to be clear on that is to ask yourself, what do you really want to achieve? What do you really want out of life? Where are you right now? And what exactly is the desired result you're looking for? Don't forget, use the comment section if you have questions. Once I run through the slides again, I'm going to take your questions. And if there are no questions, we're going to bring this masterclass to a close. So the first thing we talked about is the C, the clarity. What exactly do you want to achieve? What exactly do you want out of life? Get to the point where you are clear about what exactly, this whole hustle, this whole puzzle is about. Waking up every day, what exactly do you want your life to be all about? That at the end of your life, you're going to look back and be proud of yourself that you truly lived. So you need to ask yourself. And of course, if it's, a short-term goal, you also need to ask yourself, what do you really want in your career? What do you really want as an entrepreneur? What do you really want as it's majorly just that two category. So what do you really want to achieve? You need to be clear on it. All right, and the M stands for motivation. Why do you want what you want? You need to be clear about what exactly is the motivation for which you're doing everything you're doing. And your motivation has to be strong enough to keep you going, to keep you going, to keep you going. Because in this journey to change, to transformation, there's going to be bottlenecks, there's going to be challenges. You're going to get to certain points where you're going to be tempted to quit, tempted to throw in the towel. But the point is, you don't know how close you are to the breakthrough if you quit. So some people quit just 1 month to the breakthrough they've been looking for. Some people quit just 1 minute. They just give it up. They give it up just 1 minute before what they've been looking for. So what exactly is your motivation for what you want? That's going to help you to keep pushing and to keep, pursuing the goal that you are looking to achieve. And the final one, which is the real deal about this conversation, how will you get what you want? How? The strategy. What strategy do you need to map out to go from where you are to where you want to be? The first question you should be asking yourself, like I said, is what effort, what does it require? What do you need to do to get what you want to get? Number two, what skills do you need to learn to get to where you want to get to? Number three, what is number three? What do you need to give in return? Do you need to give some service? If you're looking to make money, this is one key principle that solves the whole puzzle for you. If your number one goal, which is what do you really want, is that you want to make 1 million. Why do you want to make 1 million? You want to pay your debt. You want to travel out. It could be that you want to travel out. It could be that you want to buy a house. It could be that you want to get a car. So the third question is, how will you get the 1 million? So what skills do you need to learn? What do you need to do? What effort do you need to give? What value do you need to give in return? Because that 1 million that you need is with people. It's in their banks. It's in their purses. It's in their pockets. So you need to ask yourself, what do I need to give? Or what do I have to give? Do you have products that you can sell to get the 1 million? Do you have services, skills that you can render as services that you can, that will cause people to give you the 1 million? So what do you have to give in return? And the final one is, who has made 1 million naira before? that you need to go ask them, what, how did you make your first 1 million? And they're going to tell you, so those are some of the things. So I have one question from Ayomide. If you have questions, kindly leave them in the comment section. I'm going to attend to them. Question from Ayomide says, how can I optimize my LinkedIn profile without going pro? Funny enough, I wanted to do a YouTube video on how to actually, what was the topic? It was around LinkedIn. I wanted to do a YouTube video on how to, I can't remember the topic, but I wanted to do a YouTube video on how to, how to get jobs on LinkedIn, how to build a strong network, which I'm probably going to do next week. I hope I really do have the time. So one of the reasons I couldn't do the video was that I had an event on Wednesday, I had an event for this morning, and I had other things I needed to do. So I just could not bring myself to sit before my camera and press record. All right, so the basic truth is that you really don't even need to go pro. You don't need to go the pro. Go pro would mean, if what you mean by, I suppose what you mean by going pro is paying for the advanced version. Paying. How much does LinkedIn charge now? I can't remember, but it's some dollars, probably $49 or thereabout per month. So if that is what you're asking, let me know in the comment section if that's what you're asking. How do you actually optimize your LinkedIn without paying, for an advanced whatever? Because I am on LinkedIn and I am not on the paid plan, and I've made money on LinkedIn. I've got it. As a matter of fact, I just did a job for one CEO from US, some weeks back, and I got the gig from LinkedIn, absolutely, without me going pro. So I wish I could go into my LinkedIn now. I'm tempted to, but I won't. I think I will do that in the YouTube video that I want to record. Just look out for it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you always be informed when I have a video up. So let me know, Ayomide, if what you're asking me is how do you optimize your LinkedIn profile without paying for the advanced, I can't remember what it's called now, whether it's the LinkedIn Pro or something, without paying that fee. Let me know if that's what you're asking, then I'll do, I'll just see how I can quickly respond in this place. Then much more insights is going to come in my video on LinkedIn, where I'm going to be sharing probably 6 or 7 things that I did that helped me optimize my own LinkedIn page. Right now, almost every week, my LinkedIn gets at least 70, my LinkedIn appears in organic search at least 70 to 100 times. I get in the face of 70 to 100 people every week, organically, without being on the professional plan. Then also, number 2, what is the other fact I want to, okay, so number 2, a lot of people get to view my profile on LinkedIn every week. I get notification almost every day. This person viewed your profile, that person viewed your profile, simply because I am appearing in their searches, So so a follow-up, how can I complete my Upwork profile as a new freelancer who haven't had any projects? All right. So if what you're asking about LinkedIn is how to optimize your LinkedIn profile without paying, then I'm going to say, for example, I think you're my LinkedIn, so just check my LinkedIn profile and see the basic things that I did. One of the things that the CEO I said I recently worked for on LinkedIn told me was that my picture was sharp, that he loved the way I was looking sharp and all of that. Looking sharp in his words, I think it was about the fact that I was wearing a nice blazers anyway. He said it. All right, so you need to have a good picture, a professional picture, not just some goofy picture, because the platform is professional, and so we expect you to actually put up a professional front, even though in real life you may not be professional. In real life, I can be very goofy, but the platform is really not for goofy stuff. It's for professionals. So have a professional picture, and of course, be clear about what you do. Be clear about what you do on your profile. Be clear about what you do on your profile. So be clear about what you do on your profile, and also optimize your profile with the keywords that are related to what you do. For example, I'm a business coach, but on my LinkedIn, I don't talk about business coaching because that platform is really not suited for that. So what I amplify on my LinkedIn is that I'm a freelance writer, which I do by the side. So, some of the keywords that you will find in my profile is you're going to find business, you're going to find freelance writer, you're going to find entrepreneur, you're going to find a lot of all those keywords, and what that does for you is that if somebody comes on LinkedIn and types in the keyword freelance writer, all the people who have freelance writer in their profile is going to pop up. If somebody does, for example, and type freelance writers in Lagos, if you reside in Lagos and your profile is optimized with the keyword freelance writer, you're definitely going to pop up. So this is how I get 70%, 70 to 100 people, viewing my profile every week. And one of the things LinkedIn does for you is when they send you the notification that you appeared in 70 searches this week, they're going to show you the keywords that you appeared for, because keywords are very key. Keywords are very key. Sounds like so keywords are very instrumental in you actually optimizing your LinkedIn profile so that you can be seen by more people who can actually give you jobs. And aside from that too, if like I know you are into freelance writing, one of the things you should use your profile for LinkedIn is to actually write. I mean, people, especially if you are going to position yourself as a freelance writer, people oftentimes will always ask for your LinkedIn profile. And so when they get to your LinkedIn profile and they see that you don't write anything, the question is, how are you a writer and you really don't write? You get the point. So you need to look for you need to, once in a while, you don't have to do it all the time, write, often on your LinkedIn profile, and write something very valuable, something very impactful. I found out that, the freelance people that I've worked for in years past, oftentimes the basic social media link they ask you to send is your LinkedIn profile. They want to ask you, they want to go check, your LinkedIn profile for what, they want to check more about you on your LinkedIn profile. So it's good that you have some articles published, it's good that you have some things on your profile that shows that really you're a writer. And for example, one of the things about LinkedIn that people don't take advantage of, which I'm also going to talk about in my LinkedIn video, is I leveraged on LinkedIn in 2021 to get almost 20 certificates, and I didn't go on LinkedIn Pro too. I'm going to give you a cheat. I think I must have explained this in one of my videos or in one article on Facebook. But so one of the things that LinkedIn does for you is that they give you a free month tester to actually look at the LinkedIn Pro platform and see all of the benefits that you can get without paying for that 1 month. So they subsequently will begin to charge you after 1 month. And of course, you are also able to cancel the subscription on the 29th day or on the 30th day before they charge your account. So yes, okay, so I've checked it out, I'm not interested. That's what it means. They are open to you checking it out for 1 month and saying, oh, okay, I like it, I want to pay. I don't like it, I don't want to pay. No, it's absolutely fine. It's called a tester period. And once you are signed to the LinkedIn Pro for that 1 month, you get all the benefits that people on LinkedIn Pro get. One of the benefits they get is what? Jobs. They send you, you're preferred for jobs. They send you job, vacancies, preferred than if you're on the free. Every day I can see your questions and I'm responding to them. They send you job, vacancies, because you're on the pro level, before they send it to the people on the free version. But one key thing that people actually don't leverage on, which is the LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is the LinkedIn platform where LinkedIn has a lot of videos on different, professional subjects, whether it is freelance writing or branding or, or management. They have a lot of videos that their content creators have created for them. It's on the LinkedIn Learning platform. If you're on the the paid plan, you're going to be able to access it. But if you're on this 1 month free plan, for that 1 month, you're going to have access to LinkedIn Learning. So one of the things I did in 2021 is I went on the 1 month free plan, and during that 1 month, I downloaded the LinkedIn Learning application, and I took at least 20 courses within that 1 month. It was full dedication. For that 1 month, I almost didn't get myself distracted with any other thing. Every single day, I'm taking one course or the other and I'm getting my certificate. And I went straight after that 1 month. I put all the certifications on my LinkedIn profile. So when people go to my LinkedIn profile now, they look at me and they're like, wow, this guy knows about SEO, backlinking. This guy knows about international SEO, local SEO. This guy knows about he knows about branding, he knows about social media marketing, he knows about social media advertising. So when potential clients ask for my LinkedIn profile and they go check my LinkedIn profile, they are dazzled. I remember asking one of the clients that I worked for in February 2021, why exactly did you choose me? And she said, an American, she said, she checked my profile and she liked the way it was summarized. She also likes the fact that I have a lot of exposure when it comes to the skill sets that I possess and for the job. And that was how I got the job. So optimize your profile with the keywords that you want to rank for. Leverage on LinkedIn Learning to actually take professional courses, because the people who are going to have hire you through LinkedIn will be impressed that you actually have all of those certificates, in what you say you can do. So that's about that for LinkedIn. Then the next one you're asking me is about Upwork profile. So about Upwork, I'm not going to sound like an authority on Upwork. I remember doing this video with Julius was it last week, where we were talking about how to sell your skills online, how to earn in dollars selling your skills online. So you want to watch that video, and aside from that video too, you may want to actually get Julius's book, Unlocking the Secrets of Freelancing. So Julius actually majorly made a lot of money on Upwork. He's made more than $50,000 working on Upwork. That's some money. So if you want somebody who has all the know-hows around Upwork, Julius is the go-to person, and I feel like you're going to get all of that in his book. If you get the book Unlocking the Secrets of Freelancing, and if you get the book and you still have further questions to ask, I feel like you can actually approach him and ask, because it makes sense after you have gotten his book and you've read it through and you still have questions that you want to discuss with him. I think he's going to be much more open to answering your questions than if you just walk up to him and you want to steal his time, and ask him all the questions in the world. So about Upwork, I think I am not an expert on Upwork. I really don't work on Upwork. That's a fact. If there's one platform, I'm going to give you that also, if you may want to follow it up. If there's one platform that I've leveraged on as a freelance writer, it is freelancewriting.com. All the money that I've made on freelance writing, 95% of it came from freelancewriting.com, not Upwork. So if you want to know more about Upwork, Julius is going to be your right person to go to. So get his book, and after getting his book and you read it and you still need help, then it's going to be very much like I was saying. I think one of the things I shared under how will you get it is to ask yourself, who has done this before that you can learn from? So if they have done it before and they have courses and they have books and they have trainings, one way you can actually get into their network so that you can leverage on their knowledge is to patronize them. Very important, because oftentimes some of us want to learn from the people that we look up to, but we want to get everything free, and really it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Life works on principles. When you give to people, they are often obliged to give in return to you. But when you go to people just wanting to collect, you're going to look like a parasite. You're just thinking about yourself alone. You're thinking about the relationship one way, instead of it to be symbiotic, where everybody is actually everybody is actually gaining from each other. So if your would-be mentor or your would-be somebody you're looking up to has coaching programs, has events, paid events that they run, even if it is free events, to always show up. Showing up on such platforms, number one, gives you access to them. If, for instance, somebody you look up to has a coaching program and you register for the coaching program, you can be very sure you're going to get a direct access to them. This is beyond what you read on Facebook. This is now going to be you either having their WhatsApp number or being in their DM on social media, and they're going to give you time because you have paid for the program and they want you to get results. So they're going to pour out their hearts, and give you all of their time. So learn this and learn it. That's one of the keys of networking. If you want to get people in your network, especially people that have gone a little far, a little ahead, it's, if you just keep bombarding their DM with, oh, can I talk to you for 30 minutes? Can I talk to you for 1 hour? I have all these questions in the world. They may never reply you. They may never reply you. They may not because they are wicked, but number one, because they are busy people. And so if you want to get their attention, just leverage on the principle of like, keep giving, and someday all that you have given is going to come back to you. They're going to notice you. They're going to dedicate time to you. So this is one of the things you should also be picking from this event. Learn that, and you're going to scale fast when it comes to leveraging on people, on the knowledge of people. So that answers your second question. If you're still on this call and you have questions, please put them down. I'm going to answer them. So your third question I immediately do is that I said on a Facebook post that one thing that can make you a millionaire is Facebook ad. My question is there a special strategy to this apart from taking the course? There is no special strategy to it apart from learning the tricks. All right, so I used to run Facebook ads. I mean, when I say I used to run Facebook, I mean, I used to do it as a business. I don't do it anymore. I don't have the time. So, but of course, I run my Facebook ads myself. So, and I didn't get here. As a matter of fact, when I started out running Facebook, I didn't know about what's the platform that I shared some days ago? Facebook Blueprint. I didn't know about Facebook Blueprint when I started out running ads. I went on the platform on, the Facebook business manager platform. I opened an account and I kept doing trial and error. I kept doing trial and error, observing what worked and what didn't work. And so it is the things that I learned from the process that helped me improve how I actually run ads. So for somebody like this today, like I said in some of the recent videos I shared on my YouTube platform, one way to actually master Facebook ads today is to just start foundationally, fundamentally, from going to facebookblueprint.com. They have a lot of courses there that where they are going to show you themselves how you can use the platform. And man, if you understand what I said on how will you get it, the fact that you need to learn from who has done it before, if there's somebody you should be learning from, then it should be Facebook themselves, because Facebook wants you to put your money on their platform. That's one of the reasons they exist. As a matter of fact, Facebook advertising is the major way Facebook makes money from the platform. I mean, if you have an account on Facebook now, you have a profile on Facebook, do you pay for, posting status every day? You don't pay. The only way, one of the ways they make money from their platform is actually what the people who run ads on the platform. So they want you to come and run ads. And so the reason why they created the platform is to give you all the training and the knowledge you need to be able to run ads successfully. So that when you run $50 ads and you get $100, you make $100 from your $50, they know that you will put more money into ads. So they want to teach you how to use the platform. So fundamentally, go through the teachings and the training on facebookblueprint.com, learn the basics. And one of the things that they're also going to challenge you to do as they're teaching you is that you're going to need to be putting in money to actually run ads, because as they're teaching, these things are practical. It's not something theoretical. It's not something that they just teach you and you just put it in your head. As they're teaching you, you need to also have your account ready. You need to fund the account with money. As they are showing you how to run the ads, you are practically running the ads, so that you are learning practically firsthand what is working, what is not working. That is how you're going to get better. That's how you're going to improve yourself until you get to the point where you run ads and the cost per click. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, this is how I get, this is what happens when I get so passionate. So until you get to run ads and you are seeing results, and then you get to a point where you know what works. There's this guy on Instagram and Facebook, Damilola, what's his name? He actually is a pro when it comes to running Facebook ad. As a matter of fact, is the Facebook person that Trisha Bees uses for her business. So now this guy has a training course on how to run Facebook. I think his training course is $7,999. Those are some of the courses that you should be paying for, learning from the people who have done it, who know how this thing is done, until you get to the point where you have also practiced enough that you actually know what works and what doesn't work. This guy runs ads for people now, and he doesn't run ads for, he doesn't run all this 10,000, 5,000 ads. If he runs ads for somebody like Trisha Bees, then you should know what I'm saying. Trisha Bees spends millions on running ads, especially when she wants to launch a program, Monetize Your Knowledge, which I've also taken, I've been a part of the program. So one of the things that you need to learn when it comes to getting what you want is that you need to invest in yourself. I'm taking the Trisha Bees program, and it costs 250,000 naira. All right. So I'm simply saying you need to invest in yourself. So if you want to master Facebook ads, you're going to need to fundamentally advise you, because the platform is free. Facebookblueprint.com is free. Get on the platform, learn all you can, and put money, invest money in practicing. Put some 5,000 naira, some 10,000 naira, run ads, fail at the ads. Be okay to fail, because you are learning. Fail at the ads, learn what did not work, pay attention to your analytics, learn what did not work. Is it your copy? Is it the picture you use? Is it the landing page? Learn what did not work and then go again. And the better you get at it, then you can now become an authority, where you can then come on Facebook and say, oh, see my results. I ran an ads yesterday with $50, and look at the results. And people will naturally pay you for it, because there are a lot of people on social media today who want to know how to run ads, but they don't have the time. And who want to run ads for their business, they don't have the time. So you can make money. Let me show you the ways you can make money. That's why I said it can be your fastest route to becoming a millionaire. Number one, you can make money from running ads for people. I've run ads with people in the past, and this is the basic way they actually run their ads. The small scale people would do it. They charge you, say, 20,000 naira. 10,000 naira is going to be put into the ads, and the remaining 10,000 naira is their commission for helping you to run the ads. So, and there are a lot of people on social media today who don't have time to go and be learning how to run Facebook, and they just want you to run it for them. You're going to make money from that. You're also going to make money from people who want to learn, and we just need somebody who have mastered the platform. So if you master the platform, you can also teach people how to run hacks and make money from it. And you can also leverage on running hacks to make money for your own business. So, it's something that if you master in 1 month, you're going to be in millions. I simply tell you that. I tell you for a fact. All right, so that's that. Then Abdullahi Kazim Oluwole, finally, I'm meeting you. That's nice. Even though I can't see you on this platform. All right, so we still definitely will see some other time. You're asking, when learning a skill, which one is better between getting a course or reading a book? All right, absolutely. That is going to depend on you. It's going to depend on which of the platforms you find easy to learn from. Do you prefer to read books? Because some people don't like reading books. They find it very boring to, especially if it's not a novel. They find it very boring to take a book, whether it is hard copy or it is digital, and sit and be reading words for hours. But myself, I'm very good at reading books. I can pick a book today, 200 pages, 300 pages, and consume everything on a seat at a go. And I'm not just reading and reading through like I'm reading a storybook. I'm jotting, I'm underlining things. I love reading a lot, but of course I also love watching courses, video courses. I also love audio, listening to audio. So which of the platform works for you? Which of the platform works for you? And sometimes you also need to consider, what skill are you trying to learn? That's also very important. The kind of skill you're trying to learn should also determine which platform you are going to actually be leveraging on. For example, if you want to learn Facebook ads, you should not be reading books. Do you understand? Because Facebook ads, is something that you run on your phone or your laptop. I mean, it's visual. So whoever will be able to show you expertly how to go about it step by step, what you should click first, what you should click after, and all of that should be something you are seeing you are seeing visually. Should be something that the person puts this person shows you their screen and they're telling you which section to go to, what you should click next. So you shouldn't be learning that kind of skill by reading a book. So like I'm saying, two things. Number one, how best do you consume information? Do you find it easy to read books, or do you find it boring to read books? Do you find it easy to watch a video like this, or do you like to just plug your hands free in your in your ears and be listening to the audio, like a podcast? So understanding which one works for you best will help you to know, whether you should be taking a course or you should be reading books. Then number two, the kind of course or the kind of skill you're trying to get should also tell you the platform you should leverage on. If you want to learn, like I said, if you want to learn Facebook ads, then you should not be reading books. You can read books and learn a few things from, but if you really want to learn ads, then you should be actually going for courses that shows you on screen how to go about it. So that said, I think that helps. I hope that helps you. If that helps you, let me know in the comment section. Ayomide Edu. All right. I also hope I have answered your question. If you are still on this call and you have any question you want to ask on business, on personal development, on finance, on career, I'm open to answering the questions while we are also looking to round up this session already. I want to know in the comment section, has this been an impactful session? If it has been impactful, let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you have learned anything from this session at all. And also do well to like this video. And if you have somebody in your life, if you know somebody who you think this video can help, ensure you share the video with them, copy the link, share with them, and help them to actually get the value that you got from this video. So Abdullahi Kazim, you're asking, what about skills like copywriting or content writing? I mean, for copywriting or content writing, you can learn from both. When I started out, copywriting, I think I started out reading books. I'm trying to remember this book I read. One of the best books I've read so far on copywriting. And copywriting has to do with writing. So it's fine if you're learning that by reading a book. Yeah, because it's about writing. So, the experts who write books on copywriting, they are very good at using words to explain and simplify their concept. So you can actually, if you're learning a skill like copywriting or content writing, as a matter of fact, I think you should be reading books more than watching videos. Do you understand? Because there's no, when it comes to writing, the basic steps that comes into play when it comes to writing a good article, writing good copies can be explained on paper. As a matter of fact, you don't need to be watching video. There's nothing, so you can watch videos to learn, but I mean, you can learn basically you can learn via video courses, audio courses, or books. I remember taking a digital marketing course earlier this year, you know, and most of the lessons were actually podcasts. They were recorded. So they taught the lessons. It's actually a digital marketing course, and you know there were segments of the courses on writing, and it was actually via podcast. So that's absolutely fine. So if it's copywriting or content writing, you can learn via video, you can learn via audio, you can learn via books. But I feel books will just be perfect. Books just because it's about writing, and so once you are reading the books of the person, you're also learning how they are writing. So you know, I'm trying to remember this book I read on copywriting. I don't even know if it was you I sent it or someone else. Someone else asked me for it. But absolutely, one brilliant book, you know, one of the best books I've read on copywriting. And so you can learn from writing, from books, from video, from audio. All right, so that answers that. And you said yes, your explanation helped. Thank you for that feedback. All right, so if there are still any more questions, let me know. We're going to round up this, you know, this masterclass in 5 minutes. It's been 1 hour, 40 minutes already on the show. On this event, whatever. All right, so in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to look, and you know, we're going to try to round up. So I want to sincerely thank everybody who showed up for the event. You know, thank you for showing up, thank you for giving your time, and thank you for, you know, thank you for just showing up. But the best part of, you know, the best part of what I really desire to see is that the things you have learned from this masterclass, you're going to put them to use, and I want to see you actually turn things around for yourself in a record time. That is what will give me joy. That is what will make me fulfilled. Of course, I didn't hold this. I didn't organize this program to sell anything. I didn't come here to sell any book. I didn't come here to sell any coaching program. I just came here. I wanted to just give value. I wanted to just see how many people I can help with the things that I know. So thank you for showing up. Ensure you implement the things that you learned from this video so that you can practically, you know, test and prove the things that I've shared with you on this video. And again, like this video. If you're on this call and you're yet to subscribe to the channel, ensure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that when I record videos subsequently, when I have shows and discussions like the one I had with Julius last week, you're going to get the notification and you're going to be blessed. And of course, if you're looking to learn content writing, copywriting, or to become a better writer, there's a playlist on my YouTube channel. We did a 21 days writing challenge at the beginning of this year where I recorded like 3 or 4 videos, you know, where I shared with the people who partook in the challenge the step-by-step process for you to actually improve your writing and to become a better writer. So if you check the gallery, the videos in my YouTube channel, you're going to see a playlist. There are like 4 videos in the playlist. Yeah, I tell you, they're going to be helpful to you if you want to improve your writing, and of course, if you want to, you know, get better as a professional writer. So check my channel. You're going to see the videos there. Then Abdullahi Kazim, you said you recommended hypnotic writing. Yes, hypnotic writing. That's the book I was trying to remember. Can you please recommend more book you think will be helpful? I'm going to check my system, check my phone, and see if I still have, you know, I lost a couple of my files, you know, sometimes early this year, and so I don't know if I still have a lot of those books, but I'm going to check. If I have them, I will definitely, you know, refer back to you and send them to you. You know, yeah. So that's about that. Hypnotic writing, amazing book. And of course, if you still have hypnotic writing, do me a favor, send it back to me. Send it back. I'm not sure I still have it. If you still have it, please send it back to me. Someone may need it in my community. So that's about that. Ayomidia, do your answers have been very helpful. Thank you, sir. All right, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the kind words. Like I said earlier, if you know somebody who may benefit from watching this video, ensure you share this video with them. In the absence of any question, yeah, like I said, we're going to wrap this up 1 hour 45 minutes, and I'm just about doing that. Thank you so much for being part of this, you know, session this morning. I am rooting for you. I believe in you. I'm looking for your success stories. I'm looking for you also sharing your story to people someday to motivate and to inspire them. I'm also looking to continually help you, you know, continually work with you as you get better in your journey. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I'll see you subsequently in another video. All right, peace. Don't forget, you can, like I always say in all of my videos, you can be and earn whatever whatever you desire, if you're ready to put in the hard work that it requires. And some of the things I shared on this video can be your clear path to actually getting that done, to actually becoming wherever you want to become, to actually earning whatever you want to earn, and to actually living whatever kind of life that you desire to live. And just like I saw my own life rapidly change in record time, you also can get the same thing done for yourself. I love you so much, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.